Hello, this is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. This video is for Mr. MacDougall in United Kingdom, and the throttle body here is from 93 SL500. Here we have a production date of 10th month of 1992, so this is a 1993 model year car. The part number 5225, that's the SL. Now, the wiring was redone before me, so I didn't do this. This is not my style, this is my style right here. But it's not a big deal, I mean, they look good. Soldering was done pretty good. Connector is not butchered, it's cut and sealed, and it's all good there. So I don't have problems with that. And I checked the soldering joints, and they're all good. Now, because this came to test, not to really repair, but to test and see if any abnormalities would have been found. So a few things I did find. One thing was that the linkage was a little tight at the end, so there was some pressure on potentiometer. Not super critical, I've seen them like that before, but there was a little bit of an oil film on the potentiometer surfaces that had to be cleaned off. That could have caused intermittent limp mode situations in ASR light, or limp mode rather, in ASR light follows. It comes on. Don't see anything else wrong with it because this unit has been active for about 3 days non-stop. It's pretty warm right now. The case is, this is like over 90 degrees, but it's been cold. This is the cold unit, 69. The aluminum case dissipates heat very well, but inside it's pretty hot, so the whole case is warm. It's like a radiator that takes away heat from clutch coil and the motor itself. So I'm pretty sure that the coil had pretty good workout. It's pretty hot. So, and also I've noticed that the older coils, these are early coils, they last longer than the newer ones. I mean, these are some old, like some coils I have laying here, bad coils that fail internally. So this one seemed to be working okay, so I don't really want to take it all apart to do something that isn't broken. Okay, so that is that. The linkage was bent a little bit, so I bent it back, and I also realigned it so it's nice and easy. It was a little bit tight at the end here. Right now it's very light. That's important. You don't want it to bind inside there, so that takes a little bit of micro adjustments and some grinding and all that stuff. You want it to be very light. I mean, I'm just barely touching it, as you can see, and it's moving super light. Very nice. Let's get on to readings. So the readings here we have standard thing 4.24, 0.49. The one on top supposed to always be around where it is, 4.24. 1/100th of a volt is not critical. That's not a big deal. So don't mind it if it's 4.25. That's nothing. 0.1 volt is completely fine. The secondary potentiometer value is 0.49. It should be from 0.4 to 0.6. So this one is dead center. Pretty much nice, ideal. Idle speed switch. This is not inside the throttle body. This is not to be looking at. These are inside throttle body. On-off micro switches, safety contacts. Sometimes it glitches, jumps around, but that's inside the computer software glitches. It's not the throttle that they just shut off from time to time. No. If they would have, then the car would have gone into limp mode. So let me just move the linkage now. So we open the throttle. We will have our volumes, the voltages, I'm sorry, to follow. And micro switches also change their positioning, which is exactly right. That's how they're supposed to be. So the more you move the linkage, the more voltages change. It's not going to be exactly mirror image, as you can see, close but not. That's okay, that's normal. So they don't show mirror image exactly. And the micro switches, like I said, they sometimes jump left and right because it's a software limitation. This is very old school software. It was designed in like late 80s. That's just the way it is. So it's the best way to test these with that. There's nothing else you can use. Well, you can use others, but this is most accurate. So we go back to idle. Micro switches will flip over. As you can see, they do flip back. And voltages became normal. And that's it. That's idle voltage. Obviously, when it's on the vehicle and if the engine is running, throttle body will always adjust for the idle air correction. So because this is the one that gives you air supply, so obviously the voltages would change, you know, from whatever the readings you see here. So you do not go by these readings. This is only in diagnostic mode, and this is what I want to see. These exact readings. That means that idle is perfect, and potentiometer also follows on both sides. So I don't really see a problem with this unit. Now, granted that when unit is on the vehicle, I understand that it heats up more. Yes, I'm not denying that. And yes, I've seen cases where the unit is fine on the bench for a week, and then when it's installed on the vehicle and the engine runs really hot, something happens in the unit. I recently had the case when I tested on the bench for like 3 or 4 days, and the coil just failed on the vehicle in a week. I just, you know, coincidentally, it's like winning a lottery ticket. So, but this is, like I said, this is the best that can be, that it could be. Like, to me, this is fine. I don't really see humongous wear on potentiometer surfaces. I don't see rust. I don't see like water corrosion or any of that stuff. So that's why, to me, this is a good working unit. Okay, so I guess this is all. The only thing that I will do, that's going to be off video, obviously, because there's nothing really to show there. The entry point here, I'll just put some silicone around it just to keep it a little, you know, it's, you know, just put silicone, that's all. Just to let it seal off. It's okay, but I would rather put a little bit. And then, well, while it's going to be in transit, it's going to seal very well. So it's fine. Just a little smudge. Because whoever did this, they put some sort of like a hot glue here. It's sort of epoxy rather. The connector was cut, and I mean it is sealed, but it's like cut, and you know, I see a little bit of a sealant inside, so I guess it is glued on. I mean, I don't know. I don't do it this way. That's just not my way. But it's fine. It's gonna work. That's the idea. So that's where I come from. It's going to work if everything is soldered, and even if connector is all in pieces. I've seen connectors come in like this, just the head all butchered and all, and they still work fine as long as there is no water damage. All right. So that's important. Okay, so I'll cut it quits. Yes, it's a long video, but this unit goes far, and I have to stop the bench test because I have another set to be tested on the bench. So this has to go. But it's been a good test. It's been a long, good test, and a little bit clean up inside definitely would have helped. And I did it, so I cleaned it up. All right, so this is all. This is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.